Today's frequently asked question, does age affect fitness? And if so, what can you do about it so that you get as strong and as energized as you possibly can? You know, I have been a coach for women after 50 for almost 13 years. And this is one of the big questions that comes up to me. In fact, it becomes a whole dialogue because women, when they first come for their consultations, they say, you know, I have been doing these fitness programs and it's not like it was in my 30s. I feel really sore. I feel really achy for days. And it feels almost as though I'm doing more harm than good. So I answer this question, does age affect fitness for them? And we make a few simple tweaks that I'm about to share with you today. And within 6 weeks, that's all it really takes to implement these super small and simple changes. These women start to feel stronger and more energized, and they even lose some weight just by doing this. So let's go over what the answer is. First, it's not a simple yes or no, because age, it does affect certain parts of your anatomy and physiology, and we're going to talk about that. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that your fitness has to change. So let's go through that. First, your lung capacity, or the maximum amount of oxygen that your lungs can take in, that decreases with age. This is known as your VO2 max, the maximum amount of volume that your lungs can take in. However, there is good news. The thing is that unless you are an athlete, and I'm talking about an Olympic athlete, we're talking about a massive sprinter who every single day you got up, you trained really hard to the point of feeling breathless your entire life. This is something that you worked so hard at. Unless you did that, you were never using the maximum amount of oxygen that your lungs could intake anyways. That is, you're looking for general fitness and you don't need to be at your max. You just want to feel energized and feel in good health. So it doesn't really matter if your lung capacity is going down a bit. It's not going to affect your fitness. The next thing is hormones. Hormones absolutely shift. And do they affect fitness? Yep, they do. And they affect your fitness a lot more with age because you are probably going through menopause or perimenopause at this time. And as you know, I don't need to tell you, there is a shift in the way you sleep, there is a shift in where your fat deposits go, and there's a shift in the energy levels in general. So of course this is gonna affect your fitness. There's not really much that you can do about that. However, fitness does help even out those hormones over time. So it is beneficial to do. So hormone levels shifting and lung capacity changing, those are inevitable. They are definitely going to happen.
But only hormones affect fitness.
Let's go over the 2 factors that might actually not have to do with age. The first one is your strength, or the amount of lean muscle mass you have. It would be so easy to say that it's just because you're older that you do not have the same amount of lean muscle mass. However, that has not been proven. What we do know is that over years of inactivity, sedentary lifestyle, you know, kind of like sitting all day at work, that leads to a sedentary lifestyle. When you're not moving, you lose it. And that means that your lean muscle mass that you once had, it starts to decline. It isn't because of your age necessarily. It has to do with the fact that over the years, you haven't been active. Lean muscle mass, you can get back. In fact, it is really simple. We're going to talk about that solution of what you can do. But you can get your lean muscle mass back no matter what age you are. That means your strength will increase no matter what age you are, and you'll rev up your metabolism because muscle, of course, is the fat-burning fuel firehouse. In other words, it burns more calories than anything else in your body. Let's talk about this second inevitable factor, and that is recovery rates. As you get older, recovery rates, they decline. In other words, you might need to have more time in between a workout than say you did when you were in your 20s or even 30s. Again, the good news is that that's not necessarily linked to age. The evidence is inconclusive. We know physiologically there are many studies that have been conducted to show that recovery rates of women after the age of 50 were the same as recovery rates of individuals in their 20s. While other studies do show that there are some changes happening to recovery rates, but there are also changes happening to stress. After the age of 50, there are a few very stressful factors that you have that you didn't have in your 20s. One, you might be a sandwich parent, which means that you've got a parent you're taking care of, plus you've got children, not to mention working full time, not to mention you're still a mother taking care of your kids. All of these factors, they all join in together to give you one of the, while albeit most joyful times in your life, it can also be very stressful. Not to mention, remember how we talked about those hormones? Well, when those hormones are affecting you, that can also affect your recovery rates. Also, with age, you might be experiencing some arthritic symptoms. So inflammation in the joints, which might need more time off than if you didn't have arthritis. Of course, get your doctor's permission before you do it. But if you're working at a high heart rate and you're out of breath completely, then slowly but surely you're working your VO2 max to increase that level. But remember, just like those sprinter days, if you were an athlete, you've got to push yourself to the limits. The next is resistance training. To increase that lean muscle mass, you can absolutely get those muscles back, tone up, rev up the metabolism, and gain your strength by doing resistance training. And because those recovery rates have declined, you don't need to do more than 2 days a week to begin with, and you are going to get amazing results. Like I said, after 6 weeks, my clients feel stronger and more energized. This 2-day-a-week resistance training, it has another great benefit. The fact that, yeah, sometimes your hormones are going to affect your fitness, so some days you're not able to do things because you're choosing sleep instead, or because you're feeling really tired or out of it. Well, if you only need to get it in 2 times a week, you can miss an extra day here and there. You only need to do 2 out of 7. Press like on this video if you love the idea of only doing 2 days of resistance training. Now, everyone can get that in, right? To make your life really easy, what I've done is I've created a free workout plan. You can download it. I've put it in the comments below. You can download this workout plan that's going to give you the exact amount of cardio or type of cardio you should be doing. A resistance training plan that you can do 2 to 3 times a week, and it's all to help you after the age of 50. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like or comment below so that I know to create more videos just like this. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.